ThorChain is looking healthy to do a 4x in the coming weeks. It's showing some textbook chart patterns, what we want to be really aware of. So if you like today's content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. If you don't know me by now, my name is Jiggy. I'm the award-winning author of The Extraordinary New Venture Capital Opportunity, How to Invest Like a Pro. Been featured in the best-selling book, High Probability Trading Strategies, back in 2008, where I only used to focus on currencies, but now exclusive on cryptocurrency. So let's dive straight in. ThorChain. We did a video on this on the 5th of May. The ThorChain looks ready to take off. But what we also said in the same video was the following. We said we want to be really aware of the fact that we're looking like we're making a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move to the downside. And this part here we want to be aware of. We're likely to get one more move to the downside before we see this take off. Well, what have we seen in the price? So take a snapshot of this. Right, well, this is the real live data. Look at this. This is what we're talking about over here. This here. I'm just going to marry it up. And if I just remove this blue arrow, we've got that fifth wave. We've got that fifth wave looking really clean to the downside. So this is what we was anticipating, this part here. And now we've got this movement here. So we're going to do an update from this because ThorChain is just doing some textbook Elliott wave patterns. Now remember, we can only do probabilities and never certainties, but when the chart patterns are this clean, it increases the probability. We saw this nice wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and we did a video here. We said, look, anticipate a correction with 3 legs. You can go back and watch the videos. It was just, I think, a couple of months ago. I think it was in March, and then it must have been March. Yeah, end of March. And then we said we saw a textbook A, B, C pattern, and then this breaking down to a 5-wave sequence. And we drew this section in the last zone. So one of the best things to really be aware of to give you a massive edge in the market is A, B, C zigzag corrections. And this one here is textbook. Now we're ahead of time in a sense of we are not doing this in hindsight. We're doing this live before this potential move to the upside has taken off. Now, this hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means it's highly probable that is likely to happen. But what I want to do is a couple of things first. First of all, if you want to learn how to really do, it's called a wave 2. Wave 2 is the macro, as in the bigger picture, and wave 2s often break down to an A, B, C style pattern. And when you see that, then it's very high probability we're going to get a reversal. A wave 2 is a retest of wave 1. And then this area actually tends to act like a launch pad, and then the rocket often takes off. We've seen this with many cryptos. Bitcoin's also looking likely for a short-term 2 to 3 week reversal. Not guaranteed, but likely. So that will hang together with this analysis over here. We could see a nice impulsive move for 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks with ThorChain and possibly hitting a nice 4x, which is this $20 zone mark. And by the way, if you want to learn how to do Elliott waves and really see the market before it unfolds, so you can anticipate, plan, and have your trades done in a business-like fashion, non-emotional, take my free Elliott Fibonacci Masterclass. It's in the link below. It covers some great stuff. I'm telling you, you'll absolutely love it because it gives you an edge on the market. So what we're going to do now is, now that we've got this unfolding the way we anticipated, let me just now remove this. I'm just going to really zoom into this wave C part of this movement. Right, this is looking really clean for a 5-wave movement to the downside. So it's a A, B, C of a wave 2. That's what we're looking at here. What we can now do is, I also cover this in the masterclass, is end of wave 5 targets. What we're looking for is the psychology and the relationship between all of these waves. And there's a few different ones that we can do. We've already got 2. We did this in the last video. This is a retracement, and this is an alternate price projection or an extension, and it's taking these waves and relationships. But now we're going to do something called an end of wave 5 price target to see, is it likely to cluster over one of these zones that makes it even more highly probable. So now we're going to do this. I'm going to do it to the side over here so it's nice and clean. We're going to measure wave 1 to wave 3, projected from the wave 4 high. And there's 3 ratios we're looking at. And the 3 ratios are 38, 62, and 100%. the real two key ones are going to be we'll keep all three actually. We'll keep all three, right? So we've got these three over here. We got this one, and this one. But we can also do something else called an external retracement of a wave 4. Now I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. But what this does, it just tells me that the highly probable zone for ThorChain to do a reversal is this zone over here. We're in this zone already, so we might see a bit more movement to the downside. You know, we're in this zone already, but here, in this kind of zone over here. But best practice is not to jump the gun, right? It's higher risk if you just buy here and then hope you get a reversal, even though we got momentum, we got pattern, we got price, we got momentum on 3 degrees, so pattern on 3 degrees, we got price on 3 degrees, so it's very, very highly probable. I would do two things. One, wait for the next bullish reversal on this indicator. So it goes down, maybe take 1 or 2 more days. And if you wanted to be more cautious and increase the probability, is to actually wait for this swing high to get exceeded. Right? It's quite, you know, it's 20% away from the market, thereabouts. But what this will do is it will do a nice confirmation or a big signal that this is likely going to hold as the low. And then on the first pullback, you can look to go long on the next swing high with a stop loss somewhere like this. That can be a nice trade strategy. But again, the main thing I wanted to focus on with ThorChain is the macro picture. So now we go, okay, this correction is looking really, really clean. Now, just because it's looking textbook doesn't mean it's going to unfold like that. It just means it's highly probable. So what I want to finish on is, we did this in the last video, but now we've got a bit more data. I've drawn this already. These the two zones over here. Let me just pull it into the screen. Are the typical zones for the next wave. $20 to around $30, thereabouts. 1.618 to 2.618. And basically what I've done is I've measured this wave, projected it from down here, and then projected it forward in time and price to see these are the typical ratios. Right? So let's be conservative and just say over here. And quite frequently, the amount of time taken for this former wave to unfold would be similar, if not identical, to the next. So we're talking about, you know, 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks sideways to up. And that will coincide with the reversal that we're anticipating, medium term, short term, with Bitcoin. So there you have it. ThorChain, what do you think? You know, it's looking really, really textbook in terms of this ABC correction. We need to wait for a confirmation signal if you want the probability to be even further in your favor. But it's looking likely it's not going to exceed this low. If it does exceed this low, then it invalidates the wave count. Then we need to relook at it. But it's likely that this will hold. And then we'll see the $20 mark reached, which is around 3-4x from where we are today. We're around $5 today, give or take, $6 thereabouts. And then $30 range. So we want to look at this. And if the market unfolds in a 5-way sequence to the upside, then we can reevaluate. So that was quite technical today. It's quite advanced. However, if you take my free Elliott Wave and Fibonacci Masterclass, I actually break down the high-level concept on how to read the markets and see these markets unfolding before they unfold, so you can really have the edge in your favor. So if you like today's video, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let's finish on a quote. Let's go with chapter, I think we'll go with chapter, I think it's 7. No, I think it's 5. No, it's going to be 4. Actually, we'll stick with 3. There we go, 3. It's going to be Confucius. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Rome wasn't built in a day, and everything is difficult before it's easy. However, like driving a car, if you can drive a car now, you can probably do it almost with your eyes closed, right? You're on autopilot. You're not really thinking, you know where the clutch is, you know where the brakes are, you know where the accelerator is, you know where the gear stick is. Even when you're on automatic or manual, you know where everything is. Now it's second nature. But at the beginning, it would have been difficult. And learning to drive a car is like doing Elliott Wave and Fibonacci for the first time. At first, it's like, okay, where are the chart patterns? Where's the wave counts? What's the relationship with a wave 1 and a wave 3? But then with practice and time, because this market is not going nowhere, crypto and blockchain is here to stay. So you might as well start learning and sharpening your axe so you can really, really leverage this space as time goes on, as the market matures over time. So ThorChain, looking good for a 4x. Probabilities, never certainties. Take the masterclass, enjoy it, and I'll see you very soon.